The debate is heating up over a bill in the Texas Senate that would give parents thousands of dollars in taxpayer cash to take their kids out of public schools and send them to private schools or homeschooling. Fox 4's Lori Brown is live with the story. Lori.
Clarice, there was a marathon meeting in the Senate Education Committee that went all the way until 1 a.m. this morning.
This legislation has $500 million for educational freedom.
Senate Public Education Chair Brandon Creighton is the author of a bill that aims to bring taxpayer funding to private schools in Texas.
We all know that we wouldn't tell a mom and dad what's best for their kids.
Any student could qualify to receive $8,000 for private or homeschool expenses, but 2/3 of the $500 million allotted under the bill would be prioritized for students at poor-performing campuses. The remainder would be available for any student.
The largest pool of qualified students for a school choice program in America, ever. In the great state of Texas, a rising tide can lift and does lift all boats.
If enacted, Texas would be the 31st state in the nation to offer public money for private schools, in this case through what would be an education savings account. Some lawmakers raise concerns about how similar systems are working in other states.
The research that I've done in terms of programs around the country show that these programs aren't working. When I look at the state of Louisiana, when I look at the state of Indiana.
Creighton admitted that voucher programs also need work in Washington, D.C. and New York.
I'll work with you on best practices. Look, our founders set up the states as laboratories and incubators of success.
Senator Drew Springer, a Republican from Munster, argued it is not fair that the bill would not apply to students already attending private school or homeschooling.
We've had some working class parents who've really sacrificed to send their kids, where the tuition's $7,500 a year. Their neighbor who hasn't made those sacrifices, hasn't done that, all of a sudden now is eligible to get an ESA. I don't see a fairness in that.
We have to start somewhere, and there's scarcity of dollars.
Doug Williams, superintendent of Sunnyvale ISD, says SB 8 would be taking away much of the school accountability measures the governor has worked hard to establish, like the A through F rating system.
SB 8 says that accountability instrument would not go to the private school. Our concern is you have public funds that leave the public school district and they go to the private school without the same accountability piece.
In the past, rural Republican lawmakers have rejected the voucher system proposal out of concerns about the impacts that it would have on their public schools. To address those concerns, Creighton's bill would offer districts with fewer than 20,000 students a total of $20,000 for each student that leaves the district. Williams says that amount of money would likely not be enough to prevent layoffs if a lot of students were to leave a small district. Clarice.